If you're jumping on, let me know where you're coming in from. Would love to know why you're on social media. I am live streaming on my YouTube channel, and I also am live streaming on my TikTok account. I'm going to get that set up over here. Good morning. Good morning. If you're jumping on, happy Thursday. Just getting set up here. Live streaming in two places. Follow me. Good morning. Good morning. If you're jumping on, let me know where you're coming in from. I would love to know why you're on social media. I've been covering some different topics. Excuse me. I've been doing these every day for the last couple of weeks. I'm going to continue to do these. Good morning, G-Pens. Good morning, Ivan. If you're jumping on, let me know where you're coming in from. Would love to know why you're on social media. I've been covering some different topics related to online marketing and social media marketing. I did a training the other day doing social media marketing. I've done one on email marketing, covering some different topics. I'm on social media. I do online marketing, making money from home, and I teach other people how to do the same thing. Good morning, Sheila. Good morning, RJ. If you're jumping on, let me know where you're coming in from. Let me know something you like. I like going to the movies and seeing a movie on the big screen. I do live stream movies at home too, but I'm a movie buff. If you're jumping on, let me know. Just shout out something in the comments that you like. Would love to know where you're from, why you're on social media. Good morning, Mark. I do online marketing, making money from home, and I teach other people how to do the same thing. Good morning, Liz. Good morning. Is it Taz? Is that what people call you? Let me know where you're coming in from. Would love to know something you like. I was just talking about how I love to go to the movies. Nothing like seeing a movie on the big screen. If you're jumping on, let me know. Good morning, Al. Good morning, Mary. Good morning, Becky. Good morning, Sylvie. If you're jumping on, let me know where you're coming in from. Good morning, Patty. Good morning, Shirley. Good morning, Sylvie. Would love to know where you're coming in from, uh, why you're on social media, what what do you do if you're not online? What's something that you like? I love going to the movies. Why are you on social media? I'm on social media. I do online marketing, making money from home, and I teach other people how to do the same thing. And today I was going to do, yesterday I did a training, how I made $23,000 working 2 hours a day with no paid ads. And I thought I'd cover, if you're on social media, have you optimize your social media profile? If you're on social media, if you're supporting a cause, or you have an on or offline business. I do online marketing, making money from home, and I teach other people how to do the same thing. And today I was going to talk about how to optimize your social media profile. If you're on it, if you're using social media for whatever the reason, do you have your profile set up the correct way? Because I see people do things that actually, if you're trying to attract people to you for whatever reason, you got a business, you got a cause that you're supporting. There are certain things you want to do to your profile. If you're jumping on, let me know where you're coming in from. Good morning, Philip. Good morning, Karen. Good morning, Joseph. Love to know where you're coming in from, why you're on social media. And I do online marketing, making money from home, teaching other people how to do the same thing. Today I was going to talk about, do you have your social media profile optimized correctly? And I know when I first heard that, I didn't know what that meant until somebody shared that with me. And I'm gonna screen share on actually on my YouTube channel. Unfortunately, TikTok will not let me do that. So, as an example of a profile, you can look at my profile. If you're on my TikTok account, you can look at my TikTok profile. Because for the truth is, most people do not know how to optimize your social media profile. And regardless of the reason, I am screen sharing on my YouTube channel, but I can't do that on TikTok. There's certain things you want to do to your profile, so you can attract people to you, whether you're supporting a cause or you got an on or offline business. And I see people make mistakes that they don't want to do. Good morning, Ron. Good morning, Mama Bear. Maybe that's what your kids call you. Good morning, Monique. So the way you optimize your profile, and you can look at mine on TikTok, and you can look on it on social on Instagram or TikTok if you're on my TikTok account. And I am screen sharing on YouTube so you can see it. The first thing is you want to make sure you got a good picture of yourself. Yes, if you please share this live and like it, I'd really appreciate it. You want to make sure you have a really good picture of yourself. You could take some selfies with your phone, or you could ask somebody to take a bunch, and then you could pick the one that you like the best. But what I see people do, and it's a mistake, they put pictures of them and their kids or their dogs, or there's other people in the picture, or they put a picture that's not even of a person in their profile, or even worse, they don't even set it up. They have no picture there at all. You want to put a good picture on there because you want to let people know that you're real. If you've got a cause you're promoting or a business, so they can see your face, that they know that that's you. And you know why putting pictures of you and your kids or your dogs are cute. And I'm a dog lover and a kid lover and all that. You don't, not for a profile if you really want to optimize it. So you want to get a good picture of yourself. You don't have to go, and you can if you want to get them professionally taken, but you can take some decent pictures with your phone, and you can ask somebody to take some pictures for you. Good morning, Philip. Good morning, Connie. Good morning, Betty. Good morning, Lorraine. So that's the first thing. If you don't have a good picture, you want to get a good one. Good morning, Betty. Good morning, Jennifer. And when you go and you put your name, you want to use your real name, or if you have something that you're comfortable that people call you. Because what I see people do is they'll use their first name, and then if they're promoting a company, they'll make their last name the company name and not their real name. You never want to do that. People join people, not companies, and let people know who you really are, what people call you. I mean, if you do have a name that you like to go by, that you want people to call you, you could put that in your profile too. As your name, there's not a ton of room there. They only give you so many characters on Instagram or TikTok, and especially Instagram, TikTok, X is another one, Pinterest. There's very little space there for you to write anything, and it's they cut you off at so many characters. So you want to make it short and to the point, because you want, when people come to your page, hi Darla, thanks for jumping on. You want to let people know what your account's about, what it stands for, and you only have very few characters. TikTok's even less than Instagram. Instagram gives you a tiny bit more. Good morning, Robin. Good morning, Choi. Good morning, MTZ. Cheezer, what do people call you? So you want to optimize your profile, so when people come to it, you have a good picture, they can see your face. They know what your account is about. Now, most of them, and on TikTok, you have to have 1,000 followers to put a clickable link in your profile, and then send them to something. And I've been talking about this over the last how many days about with email marketing, that you want to send people to a capture page. You don't want to send them. You want to send them to a capture page, a landing page, a website, a squeeze page. It's all the same thing, where you can get their email address and get them on your email list. You don't want to send them to a replicated website or a sales page or something like that, because you're losing the chance to speak with them. I do suggest, and I was talking about this the other day, you have something you can give away for free in exchange for their email. You could have a free PDF. It could be a free ebook. It could be a free webinar training. If you are promoting something, you could ask, if you don't have anything on your own, if there's something that relates to what you're promoting that you could use, because and it's just kind of you're giving out free value. You would put that freebie, whatever it is, the link to it, in your first email. So when they open your first email, it's there. And if it's a PDF or an ebook, they can download it. They can save it on their computer. It's theirs to keep. But I do suggest that you try to give them something away for free. If you're, whatever your niche is. Good morning, Dina. Good morning. Create Your Legacy, Lisa. Give them something away for free in exchange for whatever it is. And if you're in weight loss, for example, you could do a PDF. 5 ways to lose weight without starving yourself. You want to have it related to what you're doing. It doesn't make a lot of sense if you're promoting or supporting a company. You could create a newsletter that you could let people know if you want updates. go over here, send them to a page where you get their email address, and then you have them on your newsletter or your email list that you can keep continuing to talk to them, because most people aren't going to buy on first touch. um, they people And if you look at your own buying habits, and yeah, I do get some sales that I get on first touch, but most people are going to have to see something multiple times before they make a buying decision. And in fact, I just had somebody, she got on my email list in October of 2024. And I did talk to her in the interim over over that, it's like 10 months, on Instagram. And she bought something from me this month. So that was 10 months that she was on my email list, and then she decided to buy. So people aren't going to buy on first touch. And you can yeah, that can totally happen, but that's not going to be a lot. Most people have to see things multiple times before they make a buying decision. If you think about your own buying habits, you may see something, you could see it online or you could see it in a store, and you may keep going back to the website or the store where you originally saw it from, and to keep thinking about, do I want to buy this? I mean, especially if it's something, and big ticket is even more, that people are going to want to do research and think about it. So you only get, if you're sending people to something other than a capture page or a website where you can collect their email address, you're missing opportunities to keep talking to them, because once they're gone, that's it. You've got that one opportunity. And if you get them on your email list, you can keep talking to them. And that's where a lot of people don't want to put the time in, because if you're brand new and you're starting an email list, you don't have an email list, you don't have a following on a social media platform, you don't have an audience anywhere, how long that might take you before you see a sale. And the community I'm in, somebody just posted recently, she was in 8 months and she got her first sale. And most people, why people get the idea that you can come online and make money and you're doing this for a short period of time, and that you think you should be making all this money. I mean, it takes a doctor 7 to 10 years to get to the point that they can make, a decent kind of salary or six-figure salary. And why people come into the space and think that you only have to do something a short period of time and you'll be making all this money. It just doesn't make any sense, because the first year I did this, I did not make a dime. I didn't have a mentor. I didn't have a proven system. And I was sending people to a replicated website. I was setting up pay-per-click ads. I spent $3,000 sending people to a replicated website. I didn't make any money. I was not sending people to anywhere to collect their email address, and putting them on a list where I could continue to keep talking to them. And if you're doing that, you want to stop and either get somebody to help you set up a system like that. And it's just not the website. It's a sales funnel where people get through and they see a presentation, a video, and then you attach a bunch of emails. And this is where the automation comes in. You've got emails going out automatically after they opt in, and you can continue to talk to them. Because I've had people that have opted in, they didn't buy on first touch, but they started receiving my emails, the first, the second, the third, and then they buy. And if you're doing that, that's the correct way, because you can keep them on your email list. If they don't buy, you can continue to keep talking to them, providing value, giving out free value. Like, this is free value. Anybody that comes to this is free. I'm sharing with you, over 10 is 14 years in September, years of knowledge. I've personally spent over $100,000 getting around different people, learning from them, because you want to model what's already proven to work. Success leaves clues. And if there's somebody that you want to model and find that it's doing what you want to do. And for a year, I didn't do that. And I realized after a year, I had to find someone that was doing what I wanted to do, because you can't do this by yourself. Success leaves clues, and you want to model what that person's doing. You don't want to copy it. So if you're doing that, you want to get something in where you're sending people, where you can get their email address. You want to use when you're setting your profile up, use the space as much as you can to tell people what you're about, why you're on social media. It doesn't matter if it's a cause you're supportive of, or you're got an online or offline business, to let people know, so when they come to your profile, they know what you're about. Because if you're not doing that, it's attraction marketing. You attract people to you. And then when you want to start creating content on your social media account. I did do a social media marketing training the other day, and I was talking about that. The content you're creating that you want to put out, because if you're not putting out content, and if you're using Instagram or Facebook or TikTok or whatever the platform is, I'm posting 3 reels a day. I've tested that myself. That's the sweet spot. I've done 1, I've done 2, I've done 5, I've done 10, and 3 is the sweet spot. If you really want to grow an account on social media, get people on your account, following you, looking at what you're doing, and some of them eventually will either join you or not. So that's, you want to make sure that you're doing that. Good morning, Rosa. Good morning, Big Bake. Good morning, Lorraine. Good morning. Oh, I can't. It looks like CLW. Good morning, Salty C. What do people call you? So, I mean, if you haven't set up your profile like that, you can look at mine. If you're on TikTok, I am screen sharing. On YouTube, I'm live streaming in 2 places right now. You can see that's my Instagram profile. You want to do something similar. And on TikTok, you won't be able to put a clickable link in if you've got a brand new account, you won't be able to put a clickable link in there until you get 1,000 followers. That is a TikTok thing. So you want to start, putting content out so you can get to 1,000. If anybody has any questions, drop them in the comments. If there's something you're trying to figure out, I'd be glad to, if I've done it. I don't think you can train on stuff that you haven't done. I don't think it's ethical. Been doing this for, I'll be 14 years in September. I've been using social media. I've generated tens of thousands of leads for free using social media. I know a lot. I don't know everything. I might be able to answer your question. If I can't, I can give you a resource. If there's something you're trying to figure out. I had somebody on YouTube the other day that wanted to learn CPA marketing. I have not done CPA marketing. I know what it is. I've got an idea how it works, but I've never done it or made any money on it. And I don't think it's ethical for me. He wanted me to do a video. I did give him some resources, because if he really wants to learn it, I'm sure there's some courses out there. I gave him some places to go look for them. If he really wants to learn it, get the course, go through the course and then implement it, and he most likely get a better result. Good morning, Shetty. Good morning, Peo. If I'm not pronouncing that correctly, what do people call you? Good morning, Norma. Good morning, Lorraine. Good morning, user 7810. What do people call you? I'm just talking about how to optimize your social media profile. If you're on social media, and your profile is not optimized, and what I mean by that is to brand yourself, to let people know why you're on social media. If you've got a cause you're supporting, or you have an online or offline business that you're promoting, so people can come to your page and they know what you're doing, what you're about. If you're just on social media just to scroll, that's fine. You might not want to put that, or I guess you could if you want. But if you're want to optimize your profile to get people, to attract people to you, that's what I've done. You can look at my TikTok profile. I am screen sharing on YouTube. That's my Instagram profile. I mean, I've basically done the same things behind it, and both of them and other platforms, they give you very little space there to put anything. So you've got to make your point, get to it, because you don't have a lot of room. Make your point on it, and so you can fit it in there. And then when people find your page, if you start creating content and posting content consistently, you'll start having people come to your page and follow you. You don't necessarily. Now I'm following a proven blueprint. And part of the blueprint, this is working 2 hours a day, is posting 3 videos. These are short videos. I do 3 on TikTok, and I take my same ones and post them on Instagram. If you're brand new, I do suggest you only pick one social media platform that you like, and do it until you master it. I've been doing this for a long time, so I'm on multiple platforms. Once you master that one profile, you move on. If you're brand new and you're trying to do a couple at once, I see somebody doing that now, to get laser focused on just one, so you can start attracting people to you. Looks like some people have put some spam comments on here. If you're jumping on, let me know where you're coming in from. Drop me in the comments something you'd like to do. Would love to know why you're on social media. I am doing these every day. Good morning, Crystal. Good morning. Is it Coda Club? Good morning, Dee. Love to know where you're coming in from, why you're on social media. I do online marketing, making money from home, and I teach other people how to do the same thing. It'll be 14 years I've been doing this in September. You'd like to make people mad? Okay, why is that? Make people mad on social media? I don't know. I mean, I lost my job. I mean, is that, and you're saying, guess the only thing you're good at is losing. I like to be nice to people, be kind. I think the world needs more of that. And I have gone through losing multiple jobs, um, and it wasn't necessarily my fault. And you never know. It could be you or somebody else that you care about that they lose their job and they find themselves um, okay, Mama, have a good day. I just think, in the world we're living in today, we could use some more kindness. If everybody every day went out and found somebody they could help, the world would be a better place because there's so much going on in the world that's just so mean. Good morning, Tim. If you're jumping on, let me know where you're coming in from. Would love to know why you're on social media. I do online marketing, making money from home. And I teach other people how to do the same thing. I was talking this morning about optimizing your social media profile. I do have my Instagram profile. I'm screen sharing on YouTube so you can see and that mine is optimized. If you're on my TikTok account, you can look at that. I can't screen share. TikTok won't let me. That's what an optimized profile looks like. And you want to get a good picture of yourself, and there's very little room on Instagram, or TikTok is even less, to put in there what your account's about. So they're only giving you so many characters, so you have to make it short and to the point. Good morning, Casey. If you would like my videos and share them out, I'd really appreciate that. Whether you're on my TikTok account or you're on YouTube, I'd really appreciate that. I am streaming in two places right now because of the technology today. I have software that I can do that. I don't have to do two separate live streams. And the cool thing about YouTube that I really love is once this is done, it'll automatically upload it to my YouTube channel, and I have a piece of content. It'll be there for as long as I want. Good morning, Big Bake. Good morning, Casey. If you're jumping on, let me know where you're coming in from. Would love to know why you're on social media. Anybody that's on, drop me something in the comments you like to do. I love to go to the movies. In fact, I'm going to the movies with a friend of mine on Sunday. Nothing like seeing a movie on the big screen. We're going to go see Sorry Baby, and another friend of ours saw it and just absolutely loved it. Apparently, it's a true story. So I will be here Friday, Saturday, and so I'm here every day, 10 a.m. Eastern. We have plans later in the afternoon to go see the movie and then go to dinner. So I love movies. I've loved movies for a long time. And when COVID broke out, I don't even know how some of the theaters stayed open because nobody was going to the theaters because of COVID. So I'm glad to start seeing more people going back to the movies. Although I have Netflix too, I have on demand. I can stream movies at home, which that's cool too. But I think a lot of people during COVID really missed that, and that we were all having to stay in and all that. And when I got COVID, I had to isolate myself for 5 days. So that kind of sucked. I'm glad we're past that. Good morning, Dee Dee. Good morning. Oh, I can't see that. Drop me a comment. Let me know something you like to do, where you're coming in from. Why are you on social media? I do online marketing, making money from home, and I teach other people how to do the same thing. Today I was talking about optimizing your social media profile. I've done some other trainings on things. If you have questions or something you're trying to figure out, if I've done it, I'd be glad to do a training on one of these. I'm here every day at 10 a.m. Eastern. I'm on for about an hour. Good morning, DJ. And if you have a question, something I can help you with, or a training, if I've done it, I'd be glad to do it. If I don't know it and I can't do it myself because I don't think that's ethical, I can probably give you a resource if you're trying to figure something out. And it's a matter really of you to, and I know when I decided to do this, I knew nothing about social media. I worked in cancer research for 16 years. I had a Facebook account. but I didn't know any of the things that I'm knowing now about that. You could basically turn a social media profile into an ATM. So I was brand new and I did not have a mentor. I went to Google, I searched make money online, I bought a website. They gave me a 3-page PDF that I was setting up pay-per-click ads. I had no idea what I was doing. I was sending traffic to a replicated website, which you never want to do, or a sales page. And I did that for a year, spent $3,000 on the pay-per-click ads, and I didn't make any money. And I decided that I needed to find someone that had done what I wanted to do. And I was talking about that the other day. You need a mentor and you need a proven system. And at that point, I didn't have either. I mean, now I have both, but you can't do this by yourself. And if you don't have a proven system, if you look at Starbucks and you look at Apple and how many of these big companies, they have proven systems. Starbucks, and they just keep, like Starbucks, there's probably Starbucks store on every corner. They just keep replicating it because they're following a proven system. And that's the same thing. You want to do that online. And I didn't know that until I got around certain people. You do need a mentor. If you're trying to do this and you can't do this by yourself, you want to model what is already proven to work. And I know my mentor has said that how many times, time and time again, and that is true. And if you're trying to do this on your own and you don't have a mentor and you don't have a system, I don't know, maybe, if anybody's done that and you've made some money, I'd love to hear from you what you did. But it's pretty hard. And I spent a year and $3,000, didn't make anything. And then I started going over to Facebook looking for somebody. I knew I needed to get around someone that has done what I wanted to do. Because if you're not modeling something that's already proven, if you don't have a proven system, you're probably doing some of the things I was, sending people to a page that they can go off and you can't keep talking to them. If you're using social media, email marketing is definitely a piece of this. I did a training the other day on email marketing, and what you need to have set up. And you can start, you need an autoresponder. You can start with that for free, but you're going to get to the one I use, you can get up to 2,000 subscribers on that. And after 2,000, you have to start paying for it. If you treat this like a business, it will pay you like a business. And I do this. I haven't worked a full-time job in over 9 years. I haven't had a paycheck. And I've been able to work from home and create an income from home using social media and the internet. I had a 3 hour commute at the job. When I lost that job, now my commute, and I did a video about it the other day, is literally walking up steps to my office. I'm in my office now. So you're talking a matter of a couple minutes commuting versus that 2 to 3 hour commute on an Interstate 95, if you've ever been on it, and just having to do that every day and spend that amount of time. And if there's something going on, the commute's going to be longer. If there wasn't anything going on, I could get up there in the morning. If I left before 6 a.m., I could get up there in an hour. But even if I left a few minutes late, it was over an hour. So having a 2 to 3 hour commute is not fun. I don't miss that at all. It's one of the freedom I have from this, working in my house. If I need to do something, I don't need to ask anybody. I don't have a boss to report to. I make my own hours. I decide when I want to work, and I don't have anybody coming back to me asking me for stuff. It's wonderful. It's the freedom. I can do whatever I want, when I want, and it's given me. I have opportunities of making life-changing income. Good morning, Big Bake. Good morning, May. What do people call you, Mayor? Good morning, Shaz. If I didn't pronounce that correctly, I apologize. If you're jumping on, let me know where you're coming in from. Would love to know something you do. Why are you on social media? And I've been talking, I do online marketing, making money from home, and teaching other people how to do the same thing. If you're jumping on, please like this video, share it out. I really appreciate it. If you have a question, drop it in the comments. If I can help you, or if I don't know it, I can probably give you a resource, because I'm going to be glad to do a training, but I don't think you can train and teach on things you haven't done. I don't think that's ethical. If it's something I know, if I don't know, I can probably give you a resource if you're trying to figure something out. I've been doing this, it'll be 14 years in September. I know a lot. I don't know everything, but I've learned a lot, and I can probably help you. And today I was talking about, I've been doing some different trainings. I was talking about how to correctly set up your social media profiles, how to optimize them. I did not know how to do that. And if you're on Instagram or on TikTok, you can see my profile. That's the way you want to set it up, something similar. If you're on my YouTube channel, I am screen sharing. You can see my Instagram profile. They give you very little room, and TikTok even gives you less in that space there. So many characters to tell people, you want to let people know why you're on the platform. If you have a cause you're supporting, or you have a business online or offline, you want to let people know what you're about. In that space, that's the only room you have. I was saying earlier, you want to get a good picture of yourself, a good profile picture. You don't want to put a picture of like you and your kids and your dogs, just you. You can take a bunch of pictures from your phone, or you could ask a friend to take some pictures, and then you can pick the one that you like the best. A good picture, people can see your face. It's not blocked. I see people put just images up, or they don't put anything up at all, or they're putting pictures with their kids, their dogs. You don't want to do that either. You want it to be a picture of you so people know that people want to know you're real. Since we're living in this online world and with all the fake accounts on social media, to let people know, see who you really are. And then you've got that space that you can let people know why you're on social media, what you're about. I mean, if you're a stay-at-home mom, you say, whatever it is, there's just not a lot of space there. TikTok gives you even less than Instagram. I'm on both platforms, but there's a little bit of space. On TikTok, you have to have 1,000 followers to get a clickable link in there. Instagram doesn't have any restrictions. Once you get to 1,000, you can put a link. And I was saying that earlier. I suggest you send people to something that you can give them something for free in exchange for their email, and you get them on your email list, so you can continue to keep talking to them. If you don't have a freebie, you can either make one your own, or if you're promoting a company or something, you could ask them if they have something you want it to be related to what you're doing on social media. So, if your weight loss is your thing, you could do a PDF, 5 ways to lose weight without starving yourself. There's places like Fiverr.com. You can pay somebody $5 or $10. They could make the PDF look professional. You'd have to give them the text of what to say. Give them a picture of yourself, brand yourself. It's not that hard to set up a freebie. If you do have a cause or something, or a company, and it's not a business, you could also just set up a newsletter and let people know if you want to get updates from us and send them to that, get them on your email. You do need software. It's called an autoresponder. Most of them you can start for free. The one I have, you can start and get up to 2,000 subscribers. But if you're using social media, you want to build an email list, because none of us own our social media accounts. You can lose them at any time. I lost 10 TikTok accounts. I lost 3 Instagram accounts. You want to build an email list. You own it. You control it. Nobody can ever take it away from you. I've generated tens of thousands of leads using social media, but you don't own your accounts. You don't control them, and you can lose them. So you want to get them to a website where you can capture their email address. Good morning, 8121. And I'm not going to read the rest of the numbers. Good morning, D. Mayor. What do people call you? Or is that just your handle? Good morning. If you're jumping to come on, let me know. Tell me something in the comments that you like to do. I like to go to movies. It's nothing like seeing a movie on the big screen. You can live stream and all that. That's cool. But there's something about being in the theater. In fact, a friend of mine and I were going to see a movie on Sunday called Sorry Baby. It's supposed to be, another friend of ours saw and loved it. It's a true story. I love going to movies. Actually, I haven't been to the movies in a while. If you're jumping on, let me know. Drop something in the comments you'd like to do. Where are you coming in from? Why are you on social media? I do online marketing, making money from home, and I teach other people how to do the same thing. This morning, I was just doing giving you some tips about setting up your social media profiles. Good morning, Marcos. How you want to set it up to optimize it, so you can attract people to you. rather than you having to chase people. And so when people come to your profile, they can see a good picture of you. If they look at your profile and read it, they know what your profile is about. And there's not a lot of room up there. TikTok gives you even less, and TikTok forces you have to have 1,000 followers to put a clickable link in your profile. You can't do it without 1,000 followers. But I was just giving some tips on that. If anybody has a question, you can drop it in the comments. Um, I would love to know. Drop something in the comments you love to do. I love going to the movies, where you're coming in from, why you're on social media. I do online marketing, making money from home, and I teach other people how to do the same thing. I have not worked a job in over 9 years. It's great. I don't have to report to anyone. If I need to do something, I can do it. It doesn't matter. I don't have to ask. So there's so many benefits from being able to work from home and working for yourself. And it's really it's simple. It's not that hard. And I think a lot of people talk themselves out of it before they even start. It really isn't that hard. If I can do it, you can do it. So if you're jumping on, I'm going to see if I didn't allow that I'm going to do these every day at 10 a.m. and be on for about an hour. But I'm just going to look if nobody has any questions. I'm going to end this unless somebody jumps on in the next minute or so. I will be back tomorrow. If you have a topic you'd like me to talk about, I can do that, or training. If it's something I've trained on, I don't think it's ethical to train on things that you don't, that you haven't done. I don't think it's ethical. If I can't do that, I can probably give you a resource to help you out. Somebody else to help you out if you're trying to figure something out. I may know it, but if I don't, I can probably give you a resource. Good morning, London. Good morning, Big Bake. What do people call you? If you're jumping on, drop something in the comments you like to do. Good morning. Is that Shinda? Where are you coming in from? Drop something in the comments you like to do. I love going to the movies. Where are you coming in from? Why you're on social media. I do online marketing, making money from home. This morning, I was just going over how to correctly set up your social media profiles. If you don't have them set up, it's really called you're optimizing them so you can attract people to you. So when people see your profile, they can see you and they know what you're about, why you're on social media. And there's very little room, and TikTok gives you even less, and they force you have to have 1,000 followers to get a clickable link. You can put the name of a website in there, but it won't be clickable until you reach that. That's their rule. Instagram doesn't have one. I don't think Facebook does, or Pinterest, or the others. But you want to set it up so when people look at it, they know what your account is about. And they can see you, a good picture. They can see your smiling face. People want to know you're real. You don't want to put an image, or you don't want to put a picture of like your kids, your dogs. Why those are really cute. They're not good if you're trying to set up a social media profile and you're using it. If you have an online business, offline business, you have a cause that you're supporting. You want to let people know whatever it is. So when they come to your profile, they know what it is. And it could be something you're interested in. I'll just give you an example. There's a lot of people using these platforms for different reasons. One of them is domestic violence. I was on TikTok one day and this video came up with this woman, and I was looking at her. There was something that wasn't right with her eyes, and I kept looking, and she was talking and she was saying she's a victim of domestic violence, that her husband held her down and poured chemicals in her eyes. She lost one eye completely, and she said she could see out of the other, and she said it's only by the grace of God. She has had 5 surgeries, but she said it took her 2 years for me to get on this platform and talk about it, because if one woman sees this and you're in the same situation and you don't think you can leave, I'm telling you, you can leave. And there's a lot of people on whatever platform, they've got an issue that they're got the courage to get on video and share their stories in hopes of helping somebody else. And I'm on here sharing my story. I lost my job, couldn't find another one. I found myself drowning in $250,000 of debt. I was being sued, and I had no idea how I was going to get myself out of this mess. And if it wasn't for this industry and if it wasn't for digital marketing, I couldn't find a job. When I lost my job, people were getting 1,500 resumes. If your resume even made it out of the pile, and you would end up spending a couple hours, they were giving tests that you had to take, and you get an automated email that says, if we're interested, we'll contact you. I got maybe 3 interviews in a year. I never had trouble getting a job. I couldn't find a job. And that's when I decided to go look on the internet. In this industry, for anybody that you take it seriously, you show up, you're coachable, you're consistent, you do the work, this industry could change your life, like it has mine and so many other people. You can get it down to a few hours a day, but it is work. So that's why I'm on here. I'm doing these every day at 10 a.m. If nobody has any other questions, I'm going to end here. I will be back tomorrow at 10 a.m. If anybody's got a topic, let me know. You got questions, let me know, and I'll see you tomorrow.